Okay, so this is the Sennheiser 835. I picked this up on Amazon as a Amazon warehouse item. Open box, excellent, and it surely is. The only thing that was really missing was the shrink wrapping on the top of the box. But as you can see, everything is pretty much brand new condition. Antennas are still wrapped. It's got everything you see here. It does have a rack mount accessories, and it has a little bag. I like the little bag. And I actually got this a few months back, but I wanted to wait a little bit to test it out in a couple gigs and make sure that it was good. And that way I can tell you the good points and the bad points. There's another thing that I really like about this, and I think Sennheiser are really smart about doing this. That you see is a European plug, but their electrical adapter is kind of switchable. You can switch between a regular American plug like this one and the European plug that I showed you very easily. It just kind of snaps in on this little ACF outlet. Okay, truthfully, I probably won't be traveling anywhere with it, but if I ever want to sell it and the supposed buyer buys it from overseas, I can ship it to them without them having to worry about switching out their European plug or whatever. Again, back to the unboxing here. This is the handset. It has a really good feel to it, very professional feeling, not very heavy at all. In fact, it was almost kind of too light. But I like the color. It's a little two-piece unscrew thing. And it's kind of like a blue-gray instead of like black or silver or anything. It's blue-gray. It's really nice. And like I said, I'm touching it like it's kind of plasticky. Kind of feels, might even feel a little bit cheap to the touch, but it is a pretty strong, solid item. What I'm doing there is trying to turn on the power switch, but it has a straight power in the front with the standby and a little digital display to tell you how the battery is charged or not. It's pretty thick, so it kind of fits in my hand okay. You can see there right on the bottom is the little thumb power on, and a solid speaker or speaking head. And here is a demonstration of that innovative AC plug. See how it just like slips in? This is me putting the US version or North American version of the plug on. You just kind of slip it in there. Can't really do it with one hand, but I'll show you. See how it just sits up there? Kind of cool. I don't know. It's just not that cool. If I'm not going to dig it anywhere, it's not that cool. And to release it, you just press that button right in the middle. It's really small. I remember the other brick that I had on my older microphone. It was pretty thick. This one's pretty thin, so maybe I could put it on a power strip inside my controller box, and it won't take up too much space. So moving on. Like I slipped it right off by accident. It actually snaps on really well, but I accidentally pushed it off. But that's just to show you I could change it if I wanted to. But I don't. So there. Okay, so on to the main receiver box here. It's actually very well built, very heavy. Not too heavy, but you know, a little solid. Look at the size of my little baby hands. So it's pretty, I'd say about 4 to 5 inches long, maybe 6 inches long, and maybe 1.5 inches thick. But it's pretty solid. It feels like a good piece of equipment, not cheap and plasticky. Again, referring back to my older one that I'll show you in a minute. Just has a good feel to it, and anything that has like a little metal feels solid. I'm going to try to open this with one hand, but it's not the easiest thing to do. Alright, let's see what we got here. Wrap it. I really should turn the camera off and do this, but nope. I'm going to be stubborn and try to open it and watch it fall all over the place. Okay, there you go. So it's still got this little plastic layer on it. Again, this is an open box item, and I'm kind of amazed that they didn't tear all this stuff off and, you know, just try to use it and then send it back. But everything was wrapped up in plastic still, and I like that. Again, because this is a thicker unit, they did send you an open end kind of... Oh, here we go. This matches up right with the older one. It was an old American DJ. I don't know. I don't have the model number, but the Sennheiser's a bit longer, but the American DJ one was a solid feel to it. Really felt like a more expensive microphone, as opposed to the Sennheiser one here that has a like a plasticky feel. The older one had like a rubberized feel, which has since melted off, or just, you know, got used off. Here I'm referring to the little on and off button that you got to hit with the tip of your thumb. That's the best way to turn it on and off. Not really hard, just something you needs to get used to. And like I said, it's a new product for me. I don't buy equipment often. I tend to keep things way too long, and when I do buy something, and even if it's not the best of the best, it's very cool to me because it's new. And there's the microphone clip. Like I said, it's a lot thicker than probably a standard one, because this Sennheiser has a thicker base to it. They do give you these, you know, not the best batteries, but they do give you batteries. It's 2 AA's. I'm going to show you how they slip in there. And okay, so this is how they put the batteries in. You unscrew the bottom base, of course, just a plasticky bottom base. I think they could have made that a little bit nicer, but, and if you can see the exposed thumb on and off switch, and it has this little cradle here, kind of like holds the batteries in there. I like that. I don't know if it's really necessary, but I like it because it kind of holds them straight. Here I am trying to cut open batteries with my fingernails. See how it just has like that open slot there? And let's try to put this up here, open that up. And they just kind of slip in there like you're loading them into oh, the spring is in the back, so inside it's springing, opposed to the otherwise spring being on the bottom, if that makes any sense. Okay, so close that up like so, and then you put your cap back on and you're good to go. Basically, that's the simplest way of saying it. Yeah, I'm trying to do this with one hand while I'm holding the camera. Not the easiest thing to do. And there you go. Put the antennas on. Of course, they screw and bend, but they're solid. They're a solid, professional looking thing. It's not cheapy, all one piece like, again, my older one. And I'm going to set this up here with my spaghetti wires back here. And this is me talking through the mic at the moment. I wonder if you can hear it okay through the phone speakers. But I love the display. I really like the sound of the microphone. I did have to EQ it up a little bit from the previous one. I think the thing I'm really going to have to get kind of used to is it's a different kind of feel. It's a little bit, it's more balanced, I guess, than the other one. And the head has to be right towards your mouth. My American EJ there, it gave you a little leeway. It's the same thing, but it gave you a little leeway, and it felt a little bit heavier. So I don't know if that's intentional or not, just to make it feel like a better microphone, but it worked for me. Yeah, so as the more I talk with this, the more I'm getting a little bit used to my voice through it. You can see the display showing every time I speak or say something. The AF goes up. I'll read directions, find out what that's all about. But for the most part, I'm okay with it. I really have to test it out this Sunday at an anniversary party and see how it works for my clients. All right, so I had to show you that there's the mute button there on the side and the power button on the bottom there, and that shows what I could do with it. The other thing I'm not too sure about is it shows the battery on the display, but can't really tell if that's meaning that the battery is brand new or if it's empty, because it's just an outline.
Strong in faith, very good as far as taking care of the family. She raises well. One of the things I do want to say is in my dad's later years, she was a very strong person, and she took care of him for a couple of years in his bad health. And when most people